Okay, so after one heck of a struggle, check out our new core. And that's what it looks like now. I'm gonna fill in our fans, Formula X.
She was old and neglected, so we cut her to bare holes and built her up from the ground with our blood, sweat and tears.
So follow our journey as we plan to sail her to new destinations and make lasting memories.
Okay, so after one heck of a struggle, we got the new gas line in, and it's definitely my mistake. I should have double checked with the gas guys before I pulled in that flexible hose. Made sure that we can run the lengths of that on that stuff. Apparently not, so only 2 meters or 3 meters that we could have run it, so we had to take everything out because our run from here to there is 6 meters. But we got the new stuff in. It's called PEX piping or whatever the case may be. We got the gas guys to bring it to us, and they said it's fine as long as PEX Tech gas pipe. So you can see there's 16 PEX Tech gas pipe, and that's the stuff we put in. It's also you can see it's like a 3-core pipe. The stuff is super strong. Apparently they say that they've never had problems with this, and previously they used to do the copper and gas stuff, copper brass I think, and with this new stuff they never have problems as long as they clamp it correctly. There's all the holes now, you can tell, and show you the new one. There's the new pipe ready to get hooked up, and they'll hopefully be on Monday to hook up the gas for us and give us certification. They'll pressure test it, because all we did is run the piping for them, the route that we wanted to go, the way that makes sense to us, and then they'll crimp on the fittings. I believe it's stainless steel fittings that they're crimping on, and put shut-off valves. And I told them I want one shut-off valve outside by the tank also, because the shut-off valves, so you could close the tank, I mean that's also a shut-off valve in a sense, but by having a valve there, it's like one turn, or not even a turn, it's half a turn, and the valve shut off there. And we'll have 2 valves inside here, so that when not in use, I want the valves always to be kept closed on the inside, and then that would be the main shut-off valve in the case of an emergency or gas bottle change or anything like that. Because it's 16mm hose, and it is a non-return, but just to be safe, we'll put it in. And it's not that much more expensive to just have it in. So yeah, gas hopefully done by Monday, and the rest of the boat's coming together nicely. What we're up to now is we want to get this windlass installed over there, and so what we're going to install it, but then we're taking it out. All I'm doing it for is so that we can figure out exactly where we're going to mount all the electrical wiring, the solenoid, all of that's going to come over here. So I shouldn't do all of that before we, and there's a raised reinforced plate coming in here that's out of the solid fiberglass that we've made, and so I shouldn't have plot it out where it's going to be, drill the holes, fit it, see that everything's perfect, and then we're taking all the gear off again, painting the whole boat, and then the gear comes back on at the end. What I've got now is my template where I want it. Pick the hole saw that's sized to the template, and this template comes with the windlass, and I want to make sure that I track from where the anchor is going to be. We want to pull directly up from it, so we don't want to pull at an angle or at too much of an angle that way. On these ones not so much, but on the other ones you can't have too much of a deck angle between there and the angle that it's picking up from. But luckily this is straight in line with that, and so we just got to check that we don't pull skew. Putting our deck template, I'm going to take a little drill bit and on the marks make all the center marks, and then I'll drill from there with the big drill. Marked up our template in case it moves, we know where it's going to move to. Our holes marked, you can see there, and now we'll start drilling our big ones out and our little ones around the edge. So we just got to see everything's labeled on our paper, so what hole size goes where, the diameters and everything over there. So we just pretty much cut according to the template, super easy, and get it in. You don't need to do it with the electric drill, you could use a battery drill and drill many holes through the glass, but this one works well. That's the first hole out. Now let's get the second one. And And these hole saws, by the way, are actually not the right type of hole saws. Those are the right ones for fiberglass, super tough. These ones don't last long, but I've got 2 kits of them, and I don't mind busting it up just to make 2 holes. And the cool thing to show you guys is check out our new core. Yep, no more wood. Super tough. All Midacore core. As you saw in the previous videos, if you haven't already, check them out. All our old videos were replacing all this core that we've got in this whole entire deck from there to there. Everything's been replaced with Midacore, and there's evidence of it. Drill bit size that we're going to use for the holes for these ones. So for these ones here, those are the hole sizes, and so switching over to that now. And that's what it looks like now. So what we're going to do is the plate that's going to go in here is like a 10mm solid fiberglass. We're going to epoxy that in, just get it raised off the deck. Also give us a little bit more clearance, avoid water contamination. As you can see inside there's Midacore. We're going to strip a little bit of that out and we'll fill it with solid epoxy. Once it's in, that's what it looks like. So I haven't bolted anything up, but what this allows us to do is work out our layout of where we're going to mount it over here. Okay, boys and girls, so when in doubt, pull out the manual eventually and just figure out what's the wiring sequence. Down there, positive there. Okay, pretty simple. So once you trim it to length, you just size up for your lugs and then strip the insulation off. Push the lug on, get it nice and deep. Whip out your crimping tool. Basil recommended a double crimp, so we whacked this one with a double crimp. Then we just get our heat shrink and we heat shrink over this. So we're finalizing the last negative cable. Take some of this heat shrink, so it's just like that. Fit it over the area where you want to close it up, so what it looks like before is like that. And put that over there. Get your heat gun out. And it looks like that. If you really want to, you can do it twice. It just thickens the protection layer where the connection is. Not necessary, but I'm just doing it on this one just to test it out anyways. If you can tell, these cables haven't been tidied up. They still need to be tidied up all up to the top. They get pulled all the way to the top. That there is our negative, and there's our positive. Positive comes into here, and this is the solenoid relay. Something along the lines of that, I believe. But anyways, positive comes in there, and then you get your signal switches, so which is your foot switches. They plug in here, and that sends a signal to whether it should pull the chain in or the chain out. None of this is tight because all of this is coming out again. So positive supply in there, and then 2 feeding into the motors or to the windlass. So the windlass motors over there. So one would be forward, one would be reverse. So one would be pail out and haul in, and that's the negative that goes in there. It's from there over to there, and I just have it like this so that I can have it modular and it will hook up. Once that's tightened down, there's the motor, there's there, and I have 2 deck button switches over here. Look like this, and you just lift it up, press the button, and that's where that wire goes. Those 2 little wires, they're going to run in. So we'd probably put it over here nice and close, and those 2 little wires will just run through there and plug up into there, and we'll have a light underneath here so you can see what's going on or work on it at night or whatever the case may be. So here's that plate that we built that to use as backing plates and deck build-ups. 12mm solid glass. There's about 15 or 19 layers of glass that we built up. What we're going to use the sheets to do a deck build-up, and one of the areas that I want to raise is the windlass, like I explained. So what we've got to do is just make a mark around here. Then we'll create a space and make it slightly wider. So roughly up to about there, and that's how we're gonna fit the, so we'll cut that piece out now, and then we'll fit the windlass on top of that, and this will get epoxied onto the deck. Markings that we made now, so that one will be for the deck build up, and that one will be the backing plate for the windlass. We'll make it really solid, and then we'll epoxy that in. So what we did now is, out of the big piece that we made, laminated, I cut out a solid piece of fiberglass and many laminations on there. That piece is going to epoxy on there. It's going to raise the winch off the deck, and the reason I want that is for water purposes, so that the water doesn't run into it and underneath. And what we're going to do is, right here where we cut all the holes, we're going to remove all the NIDA core out of them, and we're going to fill them full of epoxy, and then we'll re-drill them afterwards. So what that will do is allow that no water seeps in, even though the NIDA core is closed cell and it can't let water penetrate. I just want to be extra safe and just do that. So as you can see there, the core has been removed, and now we'll start filling back with epoxy, including here. This is the more delicate area. You can see there, that's where the chain rod is going to run through. So that place I want solid fiberglass. So we've mixed up the epoxy there using a scale, obviously by weight. We've cleaned up that area, cleaned up the area that we're going to bond on, and we're going to add some Cabasol now to that mix so that we can get it nice and stiff. Thicken it up. I'm just heating it up, the whole surface area. What it's going to do is also going to increase the rate of curing, but that's not what I want it for. What I want it for is actually to make sure that there's no humidity at all before I apply the epoxy. The ends of the NIDA core, wherever it's like kind of standing out, that will just melt, and then I will add the epoxy into those areas.
All your shots have scored. No, scratching at the scars you left on my skin. We fight and we fall and we rise through it all till we find what we want and we lose it all again.
So now finishing up, and just make sure that picking up as much excess epoxy that we can, because to sand this stuff is super difficult. But there you can get the idea of what it will look like once it's done. That will still get fed. There's peel ply on there, so we'll pull the peel ply off, and we'll avoid having to sand too much.
We also connected in our fans and any other connections we had not yet connected in.
Well, Simone shapes that room. I'm going to fill in our fans. They're not pretty, but they're efficient and they work well, and it's what our budget could afford. They blow very well though. These are really nice. They blow well and they rotate and they're functional. Not expensive, but functional. Well, not expensive. These are still like $50, and that's the cheapest ones we could find in South Africa, which is insane for the same amount of power output. I mean, you could buy the USB plug-in ones, but they got no power. So the cable comes out of there, and we don't want that, so we're going to push her in, and because we don't want to see the cable, just make it a bit neater. So let's go see what Simone's up to. So those two fans are in. I just got it connected. I haven't got any more of those heat shrink solder things.
I was trying to trim down our frame so the cabinet door could fit in.
John?
Trying to fit this door.
Which door?
This one.
Where does that go?
There, in the corner. This
Don't
thing's
smile.
a real. He's just getting a shot ready. Shot of resin.
Now this is what makes the Hulk turn strong. Formula X. Wasn't that from Dexter?
No.
Dee Dee and Dexter.
No.
Formula X.
No. Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls. We're making some Formula X from the Powerpuff Girls.
I think it's warm. Yeah, it is.
And it's actually for a resin joint. So those of you that know, if you want like a waterproof joint between two cables, and that's from our short supply chart inverter. I need to make a joint there, so we're just mixing some of this, and we're going to put it into our little joint. So we'll show you what that looks like. These are two cables connected to one another in there. You push this over, turn it up, we put our Formula X inside there.
Go, 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 go.
get in there. There's a joint between two cables. And it's waterproof.
Ricky's gonna put on our lights.
Okay.
Wow! Oh damn!
Oh gee!
Oh damn!
Now I can select what we want on it.
Oh, this is so cool. Oh yeah, no, that's really cool.
That is epic.
So those are just what do you courtesy lights? What do you call the red ones?
Night lights.
Oh, night lights.
I forgot we hooked that one up too.
Oh,
Lights up. Need to work on something at night? Check it out. That's awesome. That means I forgot to hook up that one also.
man, the lights look so good. It's like we're getting there and finally making progress. It's been a long journey and now we can finally literally see our hard work, tears and sweat going into something good, and we're getting there. We're chuffed. What are you doing?
Making deck block spaces out of solid fiberglass so that we can take these blocks off the deck. So here's the new gas line that we installed, and that's at PEX Piping. It just hasn't been secured yet. Got the gas guys here, they busy doing the hookup.
We can now make some pizzas aboard Lady Africa.
So today we came out to the marina and we had a good surprise. We met Dustin.
Aloha, I'm Dustin Reynolds.
He's a double amputee sailor and he's halfway around the world already.
Yep.
And he's been to a heap lot of islands and shown us some awesome stuff, some big fish that he's caught. It's been an absolutely amazing experience meeting him.
So I started in Hawaii about 5 years ago. Spent 1.5 years in the South Pacific, about 2 years in Southeast Asia, and 1 year crossing the Indian Ocean in Australia and New Zealand. Yeah, it's been an amazing trip so far, and I've done about 20 countries and 30,000 miles in 5 years.
Wow, that's impressive, man. Super impressive. And it's been good. How's South Africa been?
South Africa's lacquer brew. Yeah, the bars and beers probably put about 10 kilos on me, but other than that, it's amazing.
And so for all of you guys that are interested in following his blog,
Yep.
What's the blog at?
TheSinglehandedSailor.com.
So you guys check it out. We'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can follow all of that and see his travels that he's done. You're gonna be the first one apparently, eh?
I think I'll be the first double amputee to sail around the world. There's a lot of classifications, but
yeah.
I think I'll be the first person missing an arm and a leg.
And man, it's the first time I've ever seen it. I think it's freaking hardcore to do that. And not only all the passages that he showed us that he's done, but you guys can check all of that out on his blog, and hopefully we're gonna force him to start a YouTube channel so you guys can see all of that and follow his journey. And he's now in Port Elizabeth at the moment. For all of you guys, he's gonna be in the V&A waterfront in Cape Town. If you guys are in Cape Town, please make a turn, chat with them. It's been a pleasure meeting you, man, and thanks so much.
Cheers.
And we wish you all the best for the journey ahead and fair winds, and hopefully we'll meet up in Hawaii one day.
Okay.
Sounds great. See you there. Aloha.
Stay tuned till next week where we meet up with Luke from Kraken Structures and get started on our rigging. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe below if you haven't already, and don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to support us and our production, you can make a one-time donation via PayPal or join our amazing Patreon family. A link is provided in the description below. Thanks to our awesome new patron, Will the Brutalist. And thank you so much to John Miller for his donation towards Lady Africa.